Hi everyone, and welcome to tutorial number 2 of the Object-Oriented Programming in Python series. Today, we are going to be focusing on making our first class. Our first class is going to be something like a user that manages his or her own bank account, and he can withdraw or deposit money in it. So let's get started. Now, whenever you're creating a class, you always type in class and then whatever you want the name of the class to be. And since we are doing a class where the user can manage his or own bank account sort of thing, we'll name our class bank. End it with a colon. Now we're going to be doing the second part of a class, which is the docstring. The docstring is basically a sentence that explains to the user what the class or what the program is about. So, there's 3 quotations on each side, and then the sentence. So that is our docstring. That is what our program is about, managing your own bank account. Now we're going to the next part, the third part of a class. And this is one of the most important parts of creating a class. It's the constructor method. And I'm just going to comment this out and type in constructor method. Now, the constructor method is a method that automatically runs every time a class is defined. And it is in function form. So you type in def for definition __ init __. We're going to pass one parameter through this function, and that is going to be self. End it with a colon. Type in self.balance is equal to 0. Balance, self.balance, is basically the amount of money that you have when you start out your bank account. So when you start out your bank account, you always have $0 unless you deposit or deposit some money, which is why we set our self.balance to 0. Now, we're going to add another function, and this function is going to be making it so that the player can deposit some money into his or her bank account. Now we're going to do this as a function, def or definition, and we're going to name this function deposit. And we're going to have 2 parameters this time, and they're going to be self and the amount of money that you want to deposit. So the 2 parameters, self and the amount. And in this case, amount is the amount of money that you want to deposit into your bank account. And end it with a colon. Now, we're going to type in self.balance plus equals to amount. And what this does is it adds the amount that you want to deposit into your bank account to the money that you already have in your bank account, which is self.balance. Since we set self.balance to 0, so whenever you deposit some money, it adds the amount of money that you want to deposit to self.balance, or it adds the amount of money that you want to deposit to the balance or your savings, or the money that you have in your bank right now. And now that we've got that working, we need to return something. And what we want to return is self.balance again, because after the user has deposited the amount of money, after the user has deposited some money, you want to return how much money he has in total now. So now we're going to do the function on withdrawing some money, and we're going to do that by typing in def again for definition, withdraw, and this again, just like the deposit function, is going to have 2 parameters or arguments, and these parameters are going to be self and amount. End it with a colon. Now this is going to be very similar to deposit. The only difference is that instead of adding the amount of money that you want to deposit to the balance, you're subtracting the amount of money that you want to withdraw from your balance. So that's the only change. Self.balance, and instead of adding, we do subtracting from the total. And again, we want to return our self.balance. So let's test our program. Let's test our class. I'm just going to save this and run our program. Now, what we would do if we want to deposit some money is type in the name of the class bank.deposit, and then in these brackets you can type in the amount of money that you want to deposit. But sometimes if you want a shorter version of the class name, you can just set a variable to that class name. For example, we'll do B is equal to bank. So now each time, instead of doing bank.deposit, you can just do b.deposit. Let's say I want to deposit $100. As you can see, it shows you $100 because that is how much money you have in your bank right now. Now let's say you want to withdraw $30 to buy something. b.withdraw. Let's say you want to withdraw $30 and you have $70 left, because if you have $100 right now and you withdraw $30, you have $70. So that is it for tutorial number 2 of the Object-Oriented Programming in Python series. If you enjoyed the video, please drop it a thumbs up, and if you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel, and more content heading your way. Thank you, and I'll be back soon with my next video.